Today, let's talk Christmas classics. Hi, I'm Kenna, and I help parents inspire an environment of learning in their homes. I'm glad you're here. Today, I want to share with you some Christmas classics that are read in our home often and that I think you'll enjoy. So, here we go. Let's talk about the Christmas Carol. Everyone knows the story of Scrooge, right? Have you read the original? If not, you should. I encourage you to. I like to read it to my children, not every year, but every other year, every third year, just to keep it fresh in our minds. And I remember the first year I did it, they were very young, and it took us so long. I don't even think we finished it before Christmas came. The language is older, it's adult, and I would have to stop and explain to them what was happening. But we still enjoyed it, and a couple years later I picked it up and I was surprised how fast we got through it. So if it's hard the first time, give it a try again. This one is so good. It has so many things in it that you'll love. You know the story. It's the story of Scrooge, and in this book it teaches you that what really matters is mankind. That is what matters in life. That's what matters, is to love your neighbor, to treat other people right, to look outside yourself. The things that matter are not things at all. That's the Christmas Carol. Now I want to talk about The Mansion by Henry Van Dyke. This one is a lovely little tiny skinny story about a father and son and what they learn and how, well, it teaches that giving is enough reason to serve. That you don't need to get anything back in return for all the giving that you do. That giving for itself, giving for giving's sake, is reward enough. It's a little treasure that's small enough that I read it every year for myself, and I've read it to my kids periodically through the years. He also wrote, by the way, Henry Van Dyke also wrote The Other Wise Man, which is another good one if you want to read another Henry Van Dyke book. The Other Wise Man is good too, which teaches again about serving people along the way, noticing people and serving them. So that's another recommendation. I have to mention this one too. I think everybody should read Luke 2. In the New Testament, Luke 2, the story of the birth of the Savior. This teaches, among many other things, that the things most worth celebrating are not the things that are necessarily recognized by the world. Those small things that matter most are not often recognized or popular among the world, but they are the most important things. Reading about the birth of the Savior is a wonderful thing, of course, to do every Christmas, and the lessons there are numerous and many. We also need to talk about some children's books, right? So, of course, the classic, The Night Before Christmas. This one is illustrated by Mary Engelbreit, and it's a beautiful edition of it with some beautiful paintings. But any edition will do, even just reading it, is fun. It's got a good rhythm to it. It's got a fun story. And I think this one, it's just for fun. But I think it teaches us that the spirit of Christmas is for everyone, and not just young, but old as well. And how could we mention Christmas classics without mentioning The Grinch? My favorite line that I quote all the time, why for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming, but how? There's so many good one-liners in here, and of course this teaches us that Christmas is not about the gifts. Christmas is about the people you share it with and the heart stuff that's in the Christmas season. Those are just a few of my favorite Christmas classics. What's yours? I would love to hear the books that you love to read, the stories you love to tell at Christmas time with your family. Leave it in the comments below. I would love to get some ideas from you. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas. You've got this.